to the Leopard Lair, presented by Straggat Media. I'm your host, John Al Jancic. It's great to have you here tonight. We have a wonderful show planned for you tonight. But first of all, we want to thank our main sponsor, Dr. Mike Thomas, and all that he does for the Lair, as well as Jared Heller and all that he does for LHS Athletics with Leopard Nation. So, got a little bit of history for you this evening. Our first live update on the girls softball team playing in a sectional semifinal night against the Warren Howland Tigers. We currently have Jared Heller on the line to give us that update. Jared, are you there?
Yes, John, I am. Can you hear me?
I do hear you. Well, tell us about this game tonight. I heard it was a thriller.
Absolutely. Lots of back and forth, seesaw battle. Howland came out in the first inning and cracked 3 home runs on us. Took a 4-2 lead. They would actually go on to hit 5 home runs for the day. Alyssa Masucci and Brooke Tater, their pitcher, hit 2 each. Louisville was able to recapture the lead at 7-5. Maddie Benson hit her 12th home run of the season, school record, breaking Grace Jackson from 2015 and Casey Ollis from 2019, previous mark of 11. So Louisville was down to their final out in the top of the 7th, and Jenna Collins, who went 5 for 5 on the day, hit a 2-run homer to get the Louisville the lead, and that started a 5-run inning. So the Lady Leopards rallied down 9-7 in the top of the 7th, and took on the 12-9 victory. So sectional champions once again. And they will be facing number 1 seed Austin Town Fitch Monday at 3:30 in the district semifinals.
Wow, that's fantastic. Now, do you know where that game's at, Jared?
Fitch is actually the host, so they're going to be on their home turf, going into enemy territory. Our Lady Leopards will be doing. Fitch beat Kent Roosevelt tonight 10-0 in 5 innings, so it's going to be all about hitting their ace pitcher. But if anyone can do it, our lineup can.
Well, the wind must have been blowing out tonight in Youngstown, I guess. I don't know what's going on here, but wow.
Not so much. It was more of a shorter fence. I don't know about the distance. I didn't get the measurements. There wasn't any measurements on the fence, but the fence I could easily see over, put it that way.
Wow. Okay. Well, congratulations to Maddie Benson for the home run record, and congratulations to first-year Coach Miller for the big playoff victory. So fantastic. So, Jared, thank you very much for the update. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a great show.
All right. Thank you. All right. Well, we started off with a bang, and we're going to keep it rolling now with a member of our tennis team and head coach Rod Hall. Austin Beck, a sophomore, and like I said, Coach Rod Hall, thanks for joining us.
Glad to be here.
So, well, fantastic. I'm so happy to have you here. Coach Hall, been a part of the tennis program since 1990.
Well, we can go back a little further. 1983 was my senior year, and I played for Louisville. And, of course, Greg Parrish, who started the program. So 1980 through 83 technically would be where I got my start with tennis.
Wow.
I'm old.
No, it's just very experienced.
Yeah.
That's all. Well, Mr. Senior Hall was my Spanish teacher when we first started in the district as a teacher, and so we were going to have an exclusive, and I was going to do this interview bilingually, as well speaking in Spanish, but we couldn't find a translator, so unfortunately we're going to keep it in English here. So
right.
Anyway, Coach Hall, tell us about this season. Obviously, you've been a part of the program for a very long time. And you should be very proud of the man next to you, I'm guessing.
Yes, a wonderful group of young men who really demonstrated a lot of integrity, class, character throughout the season. Last year we had a district qualifier who graduated. We had 3 other seniors that graduated. And so, and Austin will probably tell you, the one thing we lacked was experience. We didn't lack intensity. We didn't lack excitement. We didn't lack passion, but experience. And, as always, one of the favorite things for me as a coach is watching these young athletes come out and improve day to day, week to week. And in my mind, I think back to the very first practice and then to yesterday with our sectional tournament and just think about how much they've improved over the year. And it makes me very proud of all these young men, varsity, JV, whatever.
Wow. Well, good segue into the sectional tournament, and we have a fine young man here, Austin Beck. Austin, thanks for joining us, our number one singles player. So, Austin, tell us going into the season. Coach just talked about lost a lot of players from last year, a very veteran team, now a very inexperienced team. Kind of tell us about your expectations going into the season and how it turned out for you.
So going into the season, my expectations were on the floor. I was a JV player my freshman year, and it was really intimidating to become my first singles player and have to play against some of the best players in Stark County. However, I feel like I was able to improve a lot throughout the season, and I was able to get in 3 matches, which is a lot more than 0, which I expected. So overall, I'm very pleased with my performance this season.
That's awesome. So how long have you been playing tennis? Like, when did you pick up the game?
Well, I've been taking lessons since I was probably 9 or 10. However, I never really got into competitive play at all until high school.
Okay, wow. So in the sectionals yesterday, knock off a very good tennis player from Barberton, then one losing a tough one to a guy from Greene, but just a kind of a great run for a tournament when you didn't have very high expectations going in. But tell us, from the first match to the last, does the game slow down for you as being the first, I'm sure it's a pretty quick game to begin with when you're first playing number one singles to your last match.
So like as you go on through the season, you get to keep up with the players a lot more as I began to kind of learn what it's like to play seniors as opposed to playing people on JV who had only just picked up a racket and I could easily beat. So as I got through the season, I was able to prolong the matches by kind of mirroring their skills and kind of turning the game towards me as opposed to playing their game.
Okay. How do you think your game has evolved the most from start to finish, would you say?
I think what I've gotten the best at is prolonging points. I've learned how to position the ball better on the court. So instead of simply just getting the ball back, I can now place the ball strategically so that way the other player has a hard time getting to it.
Okay. Now, Coach Hall, what's it take preparation-wise going into a tennis season for a player?
Well, physically, getting into shape, cardiovascular, building stamina, building muscle, that, for any athlete is going to be important. And that goes for tennis as well. It's a sport where if you wanted to, you could spend a few $1,000s a year and go lessons all year long and USTA tournaments all year long. But, we don't necessarily see that kind of athlete at Louisville very much. So it's getting them out day one after the season ends, playing all the way through October in those summer months, fall months, when the weather is decent. You go indoors, you're looking at $60 an hour. So you got to make the best of the time in the summer. We offer workouts during the summer. We also have started last year for middle school students on Wednesdays during the summer. They come down for free, like a clinic. We do a camp for elementary students for a week during the summer. But as far as the high school athletes, it's really getting out and playing people like Austin would tell you who are better than you. Playing up is how you most improve your game. Lessons are great, but if you're not willing to play 5 hours out on the court with somebody else for every hour of a lesson, then it's not really going to help you develop as much.
Okay. Austin, last question. Tell us about the season. Obviously, you said you got better as the year went along. Tell us what might have been the highlight of your season for maybe you personally or the team.
So the highlight of my season just recently, we were playing Barberton again, and we were 2-2, and I was playing a very hard match against a player that was very equal in skill to me. We were probably 2.5 hours in. I was covered in sweat. Coach was stressing a little bit, and it was kind of a tense environment, but I was able to use some of my endurance to keep the match going and outlast him. And the first 2 sets were very close, but then third set I came in with a 6-3 victory, and that really was a highlight to win a match for the team and persevere through a tough situation.
Austin is also a cross-country runner, and so his opponents this year have learned that he's not going to get tired. He'll be out there for 4 hours if he has to, and that wears down a lot of people frustrates them, especially if they don't have the patience to wait for their opportunity.
Wow. It's a nice asset to have as a tennis player. So, well, Austin, Coach Hall, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Buenas noches.
Muy buenas noches.
So, well, hey, stay tuned. We got Coach Warner and the baseball team up next.
This is Tegan Evans with Straggat Media here at the Thomas Stinla Studio, Louisville's local news channel. Upcoming events will be Second Fridays, an event started by the Louisville Main Street Committee. These events will begin this Friday, May 13th, and it'll include artists, music, food, and fun for all ages. Hard Day's Night, Beatles Tribute Band will be the headliner for these events. Beautiful weather all week long, especially this coming weekend for Second Fridays. Let's take a look at the 7-day forecast for the week. Starting on Monday with a high of 70 degrees and a low of 48 degrees. Getting warmer Tuesday with 76 degrees and a low of 55. Keeping the trend Wednesday, 78 degrees for the high. Thursday, a perfect 81 degrees, 59 for the low. Friday is exactly like Thursday with 81 degrees for the high and 62 for the low. Perfect weather for Second Fridays in downtown Louisville. Saturday and Sunday have more of the same beautiful weather, wrapping up this week's forecast. That's all the time we have for our segment. Again, I'm Tegan Evans with Straggat Media signing off. Have a wonderful day.
Beatty Sports has all of your athletic needs, specializing in corporate, school, and team apparel. In-house custom embroidery and silk screening makes the Beatty Sports tradition of quality and service unbeatable. Go Leopards!
When Superintendent Schaefer, the school board, and new head coach Troy Davis asked me to pick up for Dennis Beery and fund the new scoreboard, I thought it was a daunting task, but we did it. The people in Louisville love the Leopards, and as for Thomas & Associates Dental, we have one thing to say: band, cheerleaders, football team.
So what you got?
When Super
welcome back to the Leopard Lair presented by Straggat Media. I'm your host, John Aljancic, and excited about our next segment here. We have Coach Brian Warner and some of the baseball team members here, JT Popick, Anthony Warner, Charles Roberts, and Connor Adelman. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
All right, well, they just got off the bus after a big 3-0 victory over Nordonia, correct?
Correct.
So fantastic. So, Coach, how's the season been going so far?
It's been a very, very enjoyable season. Started off with a big trip down to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Went down there, won our first game against a really good big school from Tennessee, and then we got beat up for 3 games in a row. But as Coach Hall was just talking about that last segment, playing up and good competition makes us better. So we came back with a lot to work on, fire in our bellies to start winning games because it was a miserable feeling, coming back 1-3, and these boys have been working hard. I mean, we got back from Tennessee after a long bus drive, probably 5 p.m. on Sunday night, and at 5:40 or 5:30 the next morning, we were in the gym lifting weights and getting back at it, and these guys didn't complain one bit about it. They won it, and I can see it in their eyes.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah. All right, guys, so I know expectations were kind of high going into the season. You guys were really optimistic. You come off of that trip at 1-3. Like Coach said, maybe didn't go as well as you maybe hoped for, but playing some very good teams. What did you learn from that trip, and how has that carried you forward for the last 20-plus games?
I think we definitely learned a lot about what we need to work on as a team, and really learned how to work with each other, and yeah.
And I think when you go down there and that happens to you, it's easy in baseball just to get down on yourself. So I think when we came back, we knew that we hated that feeling and just all got better because of it, and went on a pretty good run in Ohio.
Like JT said, we learned how to work with each other and our weaknesses. We came back, we fixed those up, and we're still fixing them. But I think we also learned how to play the game and have fun with each other.
Well, I mean, obviously, just baseball-wise, limiting mistakes. I mean, we came back realizing how important that was, and that's exactly what we did when we got back. So.
Okay. Is there one moment so far this year, the highlight, hopefully just up to this point, hopefully there's more to come, but for any of you four, any highlights so far that really sticks out to you as a team?
We beat Salem very recently, and they knocked us out of the playoffs last year. Left a super bad taste in our mouth, and it was good to get back at them and give them all we got.
Yeah, by far my favorite game of the season has been Salem.
I'll have to go with Chardon. It was a doubleheader Saturday morning, and one of their players was saying some stuff to us, saying some stuff to Coach Adams.
Coach Adams.
You don't mess with Coach Adams. So,
Coach Adams.
we were down 4-1 in the 6th, and we exploded for a big inning, came back and won. And they're a pretty good team, so that was a good win for us.
Yep. Wow. Chardon.
Wow.
We got back at the kid.
Yeah. Don't mess with Coach
In
Adams.
a classy way. We did it with class. These guys do everything with class, and it's just, they're a lot of fun to be around. It's been a very enjoyable season.
So, Coach, how has this year been different from maybe other years? I mean, I obviously know coaching Anthony, your son. How has that dynamic been special to you?
Yeah, it's been extremely special. Yeah, coaching him since he's picked up a ball in T-ball, over North Canton at the time, and then, I coached him over at East Canton along with JT, and he's exceeded all expectations I've ever, put on him. He's always just taken it all in. He listens, and he just has worked extremely hard at the game. He understands that at a very high level. I think that's being a coach's son, and it's just very rewarding to see the success he's having in the team as well. It's just been awesome.
Wow. Now, Anthony, playing for your dad.
Yeah.
Talked about that Salem game through a complete game 2-0 victory. Leading the county in strikeouts. Tell us, obviously a very good pitcher. Tell us the key to pitching, in your opinion.
I think first, your main thought out there is let them hit the ball, let the defense make plays. And I just want to limit the plays the defense has to make for me. Hard plays, letting the hitter get a good hit. Keep them shallow on the base path, don't let them get good leads. But I think if you let them hit the ball and try to do that, and things start going for you, it's going to be harder on them to hit the ball. kind of just works. I just like getting outs for the team. It doesn't matter how they come.
Okay. Now, how about Connor, all-Ohio football player? Charles, very good athlete, part of the basketball team that made it to the regional finals. JT, Division I college athlete going to Akron. How have those experiences helped you as you go into this season, as you get ready to make hopefully a long playoff run?
Yeah, well, for me, it's just playing in big moments. I mean, I used to get kind of nervous and stuff, and I'm not scared of those big moments anymore. I feel pretty comfortable, and it just kind of feels like when the stakes are high, it just feels like any normal game. So.
Yeah, I definitely say big moments. Last year, I feel like I struggled in those big moments, but I was younger then, and now that I have some experience, I have been able to calm myself in those moments.
I would say it was a huge confidence booster. I can go out there and really play with confidence. A lot of weight off my shoulders being committed already, because I used to stress a lot about getting college offers and playing in front of scouts, but I think being committed really helped me play with confidence.
Okay. All right, so we have senior night coming up tomorrow night against Canton South. But kind of talking about next week when we go into our first sectional final game against the winner of Struthers and West Geauga, Coach. And if you were to win that game, a potential rematch with Salem in the tournament. Tell us about the expectations kind of going into the tournament. Where your team's at. Are they where you want them to be heading into next week?
Yeah, so I talk to these guys all the time about, let's go into the tournament playing the best ball that we've been playing all year. And you can see it shaping up and rounding in the form. My approach with these guys, and I'm sure they would attest to this, is, I don't care who's in that other dugout. We can't control who we're playing over there, how good they are, how bad they are. We can't focus on that one bit. We've got to make sure that we are controlling what we can control. And let's play all three parts of the game very well. Let's execute all three parts of the game. And, when we do that and we do it well and we're focused, things will take care of itself. The game will take care of itself. Things will fall into place. And, I think a perfect example is tonight. I mean, we played Nordonia, and they threw a guy that he was their ace, and he was throwing mid to upper 80s. He was bringing it, and he shut us down for a while. He was mowing us down, and these guys kept making adjustments, and we got to them, and we put some runs on the board, and the rest was history. But we played flawless defense. You didn't have any errors, and we had to make plays. They hit the ball around a little bit. Our pitching was outstanding. We were throwing strikes. We hit one batter. That was it. And, we had 4 hits, and they were timely ones. And, again, I think, when you continue to preach that message to these guys, these guys take it in. I can see it in their eyes when I'm talking to them, and you can see it take place on the field, which is pretty rewarding and awesome.
That's great. All right, Connor, Anthony, JT, you guys are seniors. What are the plans for next year?
Next year, obviously want to play very early at Akron is my main goal, and really go hard in the books next year and try to get really good grades and pursue a business degree.
Next year, I'm going to Mountain Union to continue my baseball career and also study sports business. Going there with a couple of my friends, teammates, so I'm excited for that.
I am going to attend Mount Union University also, but I'm playing football and study exercise science.
Now, Charles, how about you? Only a junior, got 1 year left in your Leopard career. Obviously, your junior is not quite over just yet, but
yeah.
Goals heading into next year for you?
I'd say, one of the main goals is I've had great senior leaders over the last 2 years in all sports, and I'd say live up to them. They've shown me how to grow individually, and I hope I can do that to the younger kids. And then after that, I hope to commit to a college, play baseball, and continue my baseball career. So yeah.
All right, awesome. Well, they say big players make big plays. Coach, you got 4 of them right here and a dugout full of them. Excited to see what the future holds for you here in the next couple of weeks. So
I think it's going to be a really exciting couple of weeks here. Make sure you guys are paying attention. And Leopard Nation, we need you guys to come out and support. The districts are at home, at our own field. So, if we are fortunate enough to get there, I want to see as many Louisville, Navy, and Columbia Blue out there as much as I can for these guys, supporting them on and cheering them on so we can make a run to regionals.
Fantastic. Well, Connor, Charlie, Anthony, JT, Coach Warner, really appreciate you coming to the Lair and speaking with us. Up next, we have the weekly update. Stay tuned.
I'm Tegan Evans with Straggat Media, and I just wanted to let you know about a new and exciting event happening here in Louisville, Ohio, called Second Fridays. This begins in May and goes on until about October. It is every second Friday of the month, and the first one is May 13th from 5 to 10 p.m. There's going to be music, food, and all kinds of artwork and exciting things for you to come and check out. First one's on May 13th, so come and join everyone.
Beatty Sports has all of your athletic needs, specializing in corporate, school, and team apparel. In-house custom embroidery and silk screening makes the Beatty Sports tradition of quality and service unbeatable. Go Leopards!
This is Tegan Evans with Straggat Media here at the Thomas Stinla Studio, Louisville's local news channel. Upcoming events will be Second Fridays, an event started by the Louisville Main Street Committee. These events will begin this Friday, May 13th, and it'll include artists, music, food, and fun for all ages. Hard Day's Night, Beatles Tribute Band will be the headliner for these events. Beautiful weather all week long, especially this coming weekend for Second Fridays. Let's take a look at the 7-day forecast for the week. Starting on Monday with a high of 70 degrees and a low of 48 degrees. Getting warmer Tuesday with 76 degrees and a low of 55. Keeping the trend Wednesday, 78 degrees for the high. Thursday, a perfect 81 degrees, 59 for the low. Friday is exactly like Thursday with 81 degrees for the high and 62 for the low. Perfect weather for Second Fridays in downtown Louisville. Saturday and Sunday have more of the same beautiful weather, wrapping up this week's forecast. That's all the time we have for our segment. Again, I'm Tegan Evans with Straggat Media signing off. Have a wonderful day. All right, welcome back to the Leopard Lair, presented by Straggat Media.
Once again, want to throw out a shout out to Dr. Mike Thomas for being our main sponsor and all that he does for the Lair, as well as Jared Heller and all that he does at Leopard Nation following Louisville Athletics, as well as for his special live update of the softball tournament game tonight. So thank you very much, gentlemen. Well, last segment, we head to the weekly wrap-up, and first up is our baseball team, which we just had the opportunity to talk to Coach Warner and some of his players. But with their 3-0 victory tonight against Nordonia, capped by a complete game one-hitter thrown by sophomore Cole Miller, they're now 15-9 on the season. They play tomorrow night at home against longtime rival Canton South. It's senior night. I think the festivities start at 4:45. Game time starts right around 5. So, and then they also play on Friday night against a good New Philadelphia Quaker team. Also want to throw a brief shout out to our freshman baseball team. Just finished their season tonight with a big 7-6 come-from-behind victory over the Green Bulldogs, capped by a Michael Filipovich 2 RBI double in walk-off style. So congratulations to Coach Omen, Coach Miller there at the freshman level. So next up is our boys lacrosse team. They're currently 9-4. They play at the stadium this Friday night against Kent Roosevelt at 7:30. Our girls lacrosse team is currently 6-8. They play tomorrow night for their senior night against Orange. Game time starts at 6:30. I'm sure the festivities start around 6:15 to honor our seniors. And then also as our softball team, currently at 11-12, fresh off of their district final victory over the Howland Tigers, 12-9. They're in action this coming Monday in the district semifinals at Austin Town Fitch. So good luck, girls. And then finally, our boys and girls tracks teams, they're in action this Saturday in the Jason Mance Crusader Relay, start at Canton Central Catholic, start time at 9 a.m. there. So, well, just a note, if you're interested in sponsoring the Leopard Lair, an upcoming show, or a team highlight that the Leopard Lair is covering, please contact us at Straggat Media at gmail.com. Again, that's straggatmedia at gmail.com, or hit us up at the Leopard Lair Messenger on Facebook. So, and last but certainly not least, we want to wish a special happy birthday to Leopard Lair correspondent Tegan Evans. Congratulations and happy birthday. Hope you had a special day today. So, well, that's all the time we have for tonight. We really do appreciate you guys joining us. We thank you for all the athletes and the coaches coming on tonight. So, without further ado, have a great rest of your night and go Leopards.